How much of a feel or difference do you have, like when you have this many players returning? Do you feel like you can just get into it?
Well, we're still missing a bunch of guys because they're on international duty. So what you saw out there was a couple of veterans sprinkled in with a bunch of young kids again, like normal preseasons for us. So it's going okay.
What do you think from Albert Rusnak just so far?
Great. Like the first day that he was there and Raul came and they passed the ball to each other like 25 times in the same exercise, the same game. So it's good.
How much fun and how much of a challenge is it going to be to figure out how you can fit in all of these pieces into this puzzle?
Well, we all know MLS. Look, yeah, if everybody stays healthy, like that's going to happen. If everybody's not going to go to international duties, like that's going to happen. I mean, we're going to need everybody. We're in a lot of competitions this year, shortened season because of the World Cup. We'll need everybody. I'm not concerned about that.
What's the status of Nico Ladero, one of the players that's not here?
He's coming back.
Is he meeting you in Tucson, or where is he?
He's coming back here to Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what day?
I don't know the exact day. That was a health and protocol type issue.
Is that the same for Yao Paulo?
No, JP, I can say this. JP's in Brazil waiting for his green card, which is important.
Yeah. you mentioned, I believe last week or you kind of intimated that you might return to.
Maybe.
Is that, yeah.
Maybe.
What is there any more thought behind how you would make that decision?
Well, I think it depends on who's available. It depends home or away. It depends, a lot of different factors. I think we had a tremendous amount of success last year playing with three center backs. It fit Brad, it fit Nouhou, it fit Javi, it fit Kellen, Alex, and we still have those players here. So just the addition of one player, does that change your whole formation? Maybe not. It's to Jackson's question about how do you fit all of the talented players we have on the squad on the field at the same time. That could play a factor in it, Jada. So we'll see.
Nouhou has been having quite a tournament in Africa.
Yeah, his SOFA scores the first game were high, then the last two were a little. I'm sure you caught that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what has it been kind of interesting seeing him over there and starting for?
Yeah, we've been WhatsApping back and forth. I'm super proud of him. It's a tremendous story. I hope Cameroon has success. I know there's things going on in that country, the tournament, everything, but it looks like from all the reports I get, they're one of the favorites. They're the home team. There's a lot of positives coming out of that tournament. It's an exciting tournament. I haven't watched many of the games, but all the highlights I watch, it's pretty good entertainment.
You ever been in a game where they blew the whistle 5 minutes early?
That Jeremiah was unbelievable, and then he had the game started again, and then he blew it early again. It was entertaining.
You've got players like Kellen and Stefan Cleveland coming back, especially with a player like Stefan that helped you a lot last season. What's that like to have that kind of continuity, at least with your top team?
It's great. We're going to need a deep squad this year. Again, a lot of games, a lot of competition. So we're going to need them.
Do you think knowing that you're likely going to have to rely on more than one goalkeeper? Obviously, last year you had to. That was an extenuating circumstances. But even if everything goes to plan, I would imagine that you're going to need to use multiple goalkeepers. And do you think that factored into Stefan's interest in coming back?
Well, I don't know that story, Jeremiah. He was labeled as a hot commodity, a hot free agent, and what happened. I'm unaware of all the discussions his agent had with various teams. I'm just happy he's back. We were prepared to lose him, but now I'm happy that he's back.
Do you, in a year like this, when you have the World Cup, which obviously is massive, do you have to stay in communication at all with federations as far as minutes played, or do you consider that? Or
we get those reports. We actually were looking at Yaimar's reports from his game the other day. Colombia sent that to our sports science guys. So there is cooperation. amongst the sports science departments of the various players and countries and teams, club teams.
As the season progressed, though, do you have to limit the amount of time that you put a player like Jordan?
Well, that's on a case-by-case basis because, look, I'll use Christian as an example. So Christian has been in every single USA camp. I think he should be on the team, on the World Cup team for sure. That's my personal opinion. But he doesn't play a lot of minutes in some of those games. So then it's safer for him to come and play with us. Whereas if a guy like Alex played all of the games for El Salvador, 90 minutes in tough conditions, and he's got to fly back, we obviously have to be careful there.
But you don't take a back seat to it. MLS doesn't take a back seat to international play because of the World Cup.
The Sounders don't take a back seat to anybody, Jada. I'm going to answer it like that. But there is cooperation.
Okay.
And we have to be realistic. I, as a coach, have to make sure I don't put our players at injury risk because the national teams are very important.
When do you find out about Jordan and Christian coming here or going to the qualifiers?
That we'll know very soon. I don't know. There's a date. The U.S. Federation does a great job of communicating with Garth and Craig, and we'll know that right away. I just don't know the date.
And is Alex also? Is he going to be joining after El Salvador's qualifiers?
He's going to El Salvador for the qualifiers and joining up with us after.
Any of the young kids that have made an impression so far?
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
There are.
It's still a little bit early, Jeremiah. We're going to have a scrimmage tomorrow. Ask me tomorrow after the game, and I might give you a little bit more educated opinion.
Anything else for Coach Schmetzer? Alrighty.
Good to see everybody.
Guys.